They had to walk all the way like around some whole other entrance. Apparently that played a part in why Shelly-Ann decided to pull out. Sha'Carri, on the other hand, kept in it, which I would have done the same thing. It's my first Olympics. I'm not about to miss this. What up, what up? Let's get ready to get into what's hot in these blogs. But before I do that, I just got to shout out all of the Leos out there. It is Leo season. I myself am a Leo. Just celebrated a birthday a few days ago with some dope friends. So fast shouts to all of the Leos out there. Happy birthday. Let's get it. What's hot in these blogs? Let's kick it off with your boy 45. I feel like for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about politics and 45 and all of his shenanigans. This week is no different. He's scheduled to have a debate with Kamala Harris on September 10th. This has been already in the works. When Biden was the nominee, 45 agreed to this debate that's supposed to happen on September 10th on ABC. And now he's seemingly scared to debate Kamala. He was so prepared and ready for Biden. Now that he got someone who would probably challenge him way more than Biden, who's going to be sharper, all of the things, he's a little scared, apparently. So many excuses. Now he has decided he wants to control the debate and dictate how it should go. So he now is proposing his own debate on none other than Fox News. He wants to have this debate on September 4th with moderators that he's choosing. He wants it to be a full audience in an area that likely fully supports him. And I mean, what can I say? A clown needs a circus. So I guess that's the reason why he wants an audience. But it's like the only thing this audience is going to do, he needs them to like cheer on his lies and maybe distract Kamala when she tries to fact check him on things. 45 knows that to debate Kamala, what that would look like, he don't want to be made a fool out of. That's why he wants to try to do it where he could have these distractions and all the smoke and mirrors instead of just silence, split screen, mics muted when the other one's talking, not talking, and he needs all of the rest. So Michael Tyler, the Harris campaign communication director, he said about 45, he said he needs to stop playing games and show up to the debate he already committed to on September 10th. The vice president will be there one way or the other to take the opportunity to speak to a primetime national audience. He said, Mr. Anytime, Anywhere, Any Place should have no problem with that unless he's too scared to show up on the 10th. He also said that the campaign is open to discussing future debates, but only after the originally scheduled one takes place. Fair enough. This debate been scheduled since like May or something like that. So, yeah. And speaking of 45, the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, they have this annual convention they do. And this time they decided to invite 45 to a sit down on the panel. I think they invited Kamala too, but scheduling conflicts didn't allow that to happen. But your man's was there. And prior to him even showing up, the fact that they even extended the invite, and I know they said it's because he's running for president, so they wanted to like have this dialogue with him. But my thing is, your man's already expressed how much he doesn't like Black media. He doesn't like any media that kind of checks him on anything. I don't know how they expected this to go, but I didn't watch the full interview. I only watched certain clips of it. But from what I'm hearing, what I saw in the clips is what happened throughout the entire sit down. A lot of disrespect, a lot of unanswered questions, just the typical song and dance your mans like to do. ABC journalist Rachel Scott, she was one of the first journalists to ask him a question, one that included, why should Black voters trust you? She ran down a list of things that Trump has said or done in the past and was basically giving him the opportunity to present his case. After saying all of these things you said, why should Black voters trust you because you want the Black vote? And instead of answering the question like he never does, he decided to insult. He decided to call her rude, called her nasty. He was attacking the convention in general, saying that they started an hour late. They couldn't get their audio camera equipment together. And it turns out what I'm hearing is they started late because he was refusing to take the stage unless they agreed to not live fact check him during the panel. The Washington Post did a report on the convention I was reading about, and they were speaking about the critics, the people who was like feeling some kind of way that the NABJ was even allowing 45 to be a part, to give him that platform. So many people were saying, don't platform him, don't allow him to soft pedal his racism. The Washington Post said that the critics' assumption that the NABJ members were somehow going to be manipulated proved to be unfounded. They said, instead, we got the most revealing questioning of Trump in this election cycle. In the process, the interview revealed shortcomings in news coverage of Trump's campaign so far. The Post reported Trump drew audible gasps and disbelieving laughter over the roughly 35-minute sit-down sessions as he berated Rachel Scott, who pressed him about his past offensive comments. And of course, the interview had a lot of his supporters upset. 45 himself was feeling some kind of way. But like I said, I didn't watch the full thing. I just watched certain clips. But if that first clip I seen was any indication of how the entire event went, I already know what to expect. Because your boy doesn't like to be challenged in any way, I could imagine he was just dancing around actually answering these questions and probably just spewing out a bunch of insults. The journalist, Rachel Scott, she actually reported that she's been receiving death threats following this, which isn't surprising at all because your man's supporters, I don't know, they like not the sharpest knives in the drawer. So I could imagine they are sending her death threats. They be on the Holliewood and Friends page on Instagram, writing the craziest comments. So I could only imagine what they doing over there on her page. Before I move on from 45, I just got to point out this post that your boy posted on his Truth social platform, where he said this about Kamala Harris. He said, does anyone notice that Kamala Harris doesn't do interviews? That's because she's really dumb. She's unable to speak properly without a teleprompter. She has an extremely low IQ, and our country does not need someone who is unable to put two sentences together. She can't. And besides, we just got finished with that. His name is Sleepy Joe Biden. I beg your pardon? Like, what? There's no way your man's actually typed this out and hit send. It's almost as if he's describing himself. Like, you're talking about a college graduate who was the attorney general, who was district attorney, and talking about low IQ. But enough about 45. Let's move on to what else is hot in these blogs. Let's talk about the Olympics. The Olympics are underway right now. It's just a few more days left before it's all over. It's going down in Paris right now. If you tuned in last week, you know, I was excited to see certain sporting events that's taking place at the Olympics. And there's been some history being made, to say the least. Simone Biles has won her 7th gold medal. She has 10 in total. She is the GOAT. Track and field, Sha'Carri won silver in the 100 meter, her first time at the Olympics. I'm not mad at silver. Noah Lyles took home the gold in the 100 meters on the men's side. This was the first time the USA won a gold medal for the 100 meters since like 2004. So 20 whole years. And Noah Lyles came through and did what he needed to do with a time of 9.784, new personal best for him. It was the closest ever 100-meter Olympics final with 5,000ths of a second that separated him from Jamaica. Noah Lyles didn't give you that lean in, he probably would have had silver. But He did what he's supposed to do. Took home the gold. He's competing not only in the 100 meters, but also the 200 meters. So he won gold in the 100 meters. He's looking to win gold in the 200 meters. That's something Usain Bolt did for 3 Olympics in a row, back to back. And it's been since like the 80s. I think it was like 1984 when the last American has done such a thing. So Noah Lyles is looking to be the first to do that in 40 years. And we'll see coming the end of this week when the 200 meters is going down. I think he's going to do it, because if you've ever watched Noah Lyles run, he seems to pick up more speed the longer he's running. So with the 200 meters, I think it's just going to be like easy. Fast shouts to Noah Lyles. I'm sure you could do it. There was also some drama on the women's side for the 100 meters. Jamaica, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was noticeably absent. She pulled out from the race, I think just like minutes or something before the race was set to begin. So her lane was empty. And then it turned out later, I found out that it was because she didn't have a chance to like warm up, apparently. There's this video circulating online right now that shows Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly-Ann Fraser outside of the gates of the Olympics track where they warm up at. And apparently there was some kind of rule change that happened that they were unaware of, where if you don't enter in the gate in the team bus, you can't get in. So you have some athletes that staying where all of the other athletes stay, and then you got some athletes that staying outside of the grounds. They're booking their home hotels and stuff, because apparently inside of where all of the Olympians stay is not the most comfortable. So some of them are staying outside. So this rule change happened the night before. They weren't told this information. So now when they pull up, they're told they can't enter because they got to be in this bus. They had to walk all the way like around some whole other entrance. Apparently that played a part in why Shelly-Ann decided to pull out. Sha'Carri, on the other hand, kept in it, which I would have done the same thing. It's my first Olympics. I'm not about to miss this. Shelly-Ann has been there before, has done it before. She was actually saying this was going to be her last Olympics, and she pulled out. But as I mentioned, Sha'Carri did her thing. And if it's true that she wasn't even able to warm up and she still received the silver medal, that says a lot. So at the time I'm recording this, the United States has a total of 71 medals. We have the most medals of any country at the moment. We have 19 gold, tied with China. We have 26 silver, 26 bronze, for a total of 71. China is in second place with a total medal count of 45. Third is France with 44. Fourth is Great Britain with 37. And the top 5 is rounded off with Australia with 31. So there's still a lot more games left. So that number is bound to rise. So yeah, fast shouts to the entire Team USA. Let's get it. Let's bring home more medals. And yeah, stay tuned. And that right there is going to conclude what's hot in the blogs for this week. Thank you for watching. If you rock with your boy, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, it's called Holliewood and Friends, which means I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the topics I just discussed. I appreciate you. New episodes every Monday night. Until next time, deuces.